It's about to be an intellectual bloodbath between the Bears and the Rams. Next on Quiz Kids.
It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Hello, everybody. I promised you an intellectual bloodbath, kind of make us more like Game of Thrones. And here are the two kingdoms vying for the championship of today. First, over here, we have the Menlo Atherton Bears. And they're taking on the mighty Westmore Rams. Bears and Rams. Okay, let's see what happens. Gentlemen, welcome. Here's your first toss-up question. Good luck to both teams. Nathaniel Currier and James Ives sold thousands of prints of Destruction of the Merrimack and the Battle of Gettysburg. Those photographs showed scenes from what war? Patrick.
Civil War.
Right. For 25 points, which preeminent 19th century landscape painter also created the Civil War painting, The Veteran in a New Field?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I don't have an idea either.
You have any idea?
They sound like a married couple, don't they? It's cute. Spencer?
Hawthorne.
No, Winslow Homer.
Right.
Next toss-up. Dennis Gabor won the 1971 Nobel Prize in Physics for inventing a method of recording three-dimensional images. Name that technique now used as a security measure on credit cards. Yes, Dasball. Your answer? I'm sorry,
square.
the time is up.
Okay.
You can steal, M.A.
No hologram.
Yeah, he's been hologram. A hologram?
Can I accept that? Yes, a holography using hologram. Oh, that's nice. Your mother thinks it's great. All right. For 25 points, both making and viewing holograms requires the use of what type of device that emits coherent monochromatic light?
A laser?
Yes. And for 50 points, the photographic plate that records the hologram actually stores what kind of pattern with no discernible image if it is viewed like a photograph in normal light?
Negative?
Yeah. Wait, Mason, you have any idea?
Your answer?
A negative?
No, interference. Interference. Here's the next toss-up. This biological process is defined as any change in the frequency of a population's phenotypic traits over time. Andrew?
Evolution.
Yes. For 25 points, what's the term for the process by which biological traits become either more or less common in a population?
Natural selection.
That is right. For 50 points, natural selection is often contrasted with what neutral form of evolution in which genotypic frequencies change purely as a result of random sampling?
Convergent evolution.
No, it's genetic drift. Drift. Next toss-up. This first section of the Divine Comedy opens with the poet meeting a she-wolf. Spencer.
The Inferno.
Yes. For 25 points, Dante's Divine Comedy allocates sinners among how many circles of hell?
9.
Right. And for 50 points, Dante's beloved Beatrice guided him through heaven in what poem's third and final section of the Divine Comedy?
No, yeah, Paradiso. Paradiso?
Yes, for 50 points. And let's take a moment to say hi to the teams from Menlo Atherton. Patrick, you have a twin brother.
Yes.
What is his name? Evil?
His name is actually Christopher, and he's not all that evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you keep him hidden?
Well, he's he.
Smarter than you?
No.
Better looking?
That's definitely not true.
Better looking.
No. He just doesn't like me all that much.
Oh, well, that's very common with twins. It's an intense love that borders on hatred. Anyway,
I'm not sure if it's love.
We'll talk about it later. Spencer, you're going to Europe this summer.
Yes, I am.
Where are you going?
Berlin, then Prague, then Budapest.
Good. It can make you forget about that awful Brown essay.
It was
that
an
we talked
amazing
about.
Brown
Oh,
essay.
okay. I'd like to read it later while you're in Europe. Mason, we talked last week about all those prime ministers. You're actually a big World War II buff. Why World War II for someone so young?
I think that World War I saw the advent of a lot of new technologies, and World War II sort of saw them used in a much larger scale.
Interesting.
And,
so you're interested in all that technology, the new weaponry, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff? Cool. All right, Westmore Rams. Dasball.
Hey.
You're a big fan of The Office,
Yes,
the TV
I am.
show.
Yes,
the
the
American version, not the very funny Ricky Gervais British version.
Yeah, that's funny too.
That's funny too. Okay, who's your favorite character in The Office and why?
I'd have to say Dwight Schrute, mainly
Yes.
because to a lot of people who watch the show, it's self-explanatory, but he's just this quirky guy whose everything he does is just awkward, but it's like funny. So
Played
yes,
by a brilliant actor, by the way,
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
good. Brandon, we are already getting close to this summer, so it's time to reminisce about last summer and the job you had.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time training junior lifeguards at the community pool.
Are you going to do it again?
Yes.
Oh, cool. So now you're looking forward to next summer as well.
Yes.
We covered two birds with one stone. This is called efficiency. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
You like ABBA.
Yeah. Like growing up around the house, that was the music that was played during family parties. That's all they would sing during karaoke. And believe it or not, like that's the song that my mom would put me to sleep to. So,
What was the song?
probably like Take a Chance on Me.
Oh, that's a very peaceful song. So
Yeah.
you're trying to get to sleep, and your mom's going, take a chance on me. Oh, that's very nice. That's sweet. Let's keep playing and think about that, and about how Andrew's probably a little sleep deprived right now. Here's your next toss-up. In it, Dr. Bartolo plans to prevent Rosina from meeting any suitors. Which 1816 opera features the aria Largo al Factotum? Spencer.
Aida.
No, sir.
Carmen.
Westmore.
Carmen or Lobo. I don't know.
Carmen.
La 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 la. The Barber of Seville. Next toss-up. This attack was known as Operation Z for planning purposes. Where did Operation Z take place on December 7th, 1941? Patrick.
Pearl Harbor.
Yes. For 25 points, the attack on Pearl Harbor was planned by which Japanese admiral who was later killed when his plane was shot down?
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Listen to Mason. He's a World War II buff. For 50 points, Franklin von Valkenburg, the captain of which American battleship was killed when its magazine exploded during the attack?
The Arizona.
Yeah, it's the Arizona. It's gotta be
Arizona,
that.
probably the Arizona.
You got 50 points. Yes. Next question. Toss up. Their name means three-lobed. Utah's Wheeler Shale is a source of what creatures that disappeared during the Permian extinction? Spencer.
The trilobite.
Yes. For 25 points, Sue at Chicago's Field Museum is an example of which extinct bipedal carnivore that could measure up to 40 feet in length?
Bipedal. What?
It's a dinosaur. It's like Tyrannosaurus or it's a
It's bi-
Stegosaurus. No,
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 that's
bipedal
40
like two
Yeah,
feet.
so-
Yeah.
Time's up.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Jeez, I should almost not give it to you for bickering. For 50 points, the Chatham species of which flightless birds may have been alive as late as the 1870s?
Probably the dodo.
Yes.
Wait, do you
No, it's gotta be that. It's gotta be that.
Penguin's not extinct. The dodo.
I didn't say extinct, I said flightless penguins. Oh, you didn't listen to Mason. Oh, man. Oh, that car ride's gonna make you suffer. Sunjata founded an empire that included the city of Timbuktu. Name that West African empire. Yes, Spencer.
Mali.
That is correct. For 25 points, the rulers of Mali, especially Musa I, used what five-letter title that means King of Kings or Emperor?
Mansa.
Right. And for 50 points, the decline of Mali was hastened by the rise of which Islamic empire centered on the city of Gao?
I got Songhai.
You got 50 points. And that is the end of the game. Westmore has 25. Menlo has 210. We'll be back to see what happens at the end of this match. We are back, and we have the coaches for both teams up on stage with us. Let's give them a big hand. First from Menlo Atherton, Miss Sue Caton. And from Westmore, Mr. Alan Bronstein. Thank you, Sue and Alan. All right, Westmore, 25 points. That means the point value for this final round will be 40, and you need to get at least 5 correct answers to take the lead. If you get all 7 right, you'll give Menlo Atherton a little bit more work to do to see if they can win. First, I want to tell you the categories to choose from. Tell me which category you want. Today, we have flower cart, all wet, and acronym S.
Acronym S.
Acronym S.
Acronym S. All right. I'm going to give you an abbreviation. You tell me what the letter S stands for in that abbreviation, okay? NASA, NASA.
Space.
Space.
Correct. SUV.
Sports.
Can I accept that? Sports. All right. ESP.
Sensory.
Yes. TSA, the government agency.
Security, yeah.
Security.
Correct. CSI, the TV show.
Scene.
Scene.
That's right. You have now taken the lead. Scuba.
Submarine.
No. Self. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. And finally, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
Syndrome.
No. Sclerosis. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. All right, you got 5 correct. You did take the lead. You just need 1 correct answer to win the game. MA, will it be from flower cart or all wet?
We are going to go all wet.
All wet. These are bodies of water. I will give you the definition or the description of it. You tell me the name of the body of water, okay? It's the river that flows through Paris, France.
Seine.
The Seine.
You even said it correctly. You can win the game, 250. Congratulations. Good game today, Westmore. We'll be right back with one more match. Don't go away. Welcome back. And we have 2 new teams on our stage. Let's introduce them to you now. Over here we have the Bellarmine Bells. And in this corner we have the Carlmont Scots. Welcome, gentlemen. Let's get started with your first toss-up question. Good luck. This party's modern form emerged from the supporters of the losing candidate in the 1824 presidential election that was won by John Adams through, yes, Brandon?
The Democrats.
That is right. For 25 points, which 7th president, a Democrat, oversaw the nullification crisis?
Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, yes. For 50 points, which little magician succeeded Andrew Jackson as president and was forced to deal with the Panic of 1837? Brandon?
Van Buren.
That is right for 50 points. Here's your next toss-up. The skew of a statistical sample is often described by how this value differs from the median. What quantity is computed, Brandon?
Mean.
That is correct. For 25 points, which type of mean is always less than or equal to the arithmetic mean? If there are n values, it equals the nth root of the product of all the values.
Geometric mean.
Yes. And for 50 points, which third type of mean is often used when the values are rates? When n equals 2, it is 2 times the product of the elements divided by their sum.
Exponential.
No, we're looking for the harmonic mean. Here's your next toss-up. He's depicted in a golden statue in Rockefeller Center. Who is this brother of Menecius and Atlas, punished for giving fire to humans? Janshi.
Prometheus.
Correct. For 25 points, what Mary Shelley novel is subtitled A Modern Prometheus?
Frankenstein.
Right. And for 50 points, Immanuel Kant coined the term modern Prometheus in the 1750s to refer to which scientist who studied electricity and was the first to articulate the principle of conservation of charge?
Coulomb.
1750.
Coulomb.
Benjamin Franklin. Let's take a break and say hello to our teams from Bellarmine. Jarek. Jarek, this is interesting because I haven't heard about this since some of those old movies from the 40s. But you're teaching yourself Greg shorthand.
Yes, I'm teaching myself Greg shorthand.
And why are you doing this?
I recently read a book about Cicero where his slave claimed that he invented shorthand, and I was interested in trying to see how hard it really is to learn.
You said you could write things faster if you learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe you should go to shorthand school or stenographic school or something. I don't know. You could become a great secretary and anyway. Janchi, you used to fold origami.
Yes, but now I'm a bit too busy to do that.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel when we're talking about things you used to do but don't do anymore. Yeah. What was your favorite origami sculpture to make?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was like you were 3 or 4 years old? Or?
No, I did a lot, so.
Oh, it's just
Too
so
many.
numerous.
Yeah.
We're going to drop the subject forever, Janchi. Ved, you were almost on the other quiz show.
Oh, yeah.
The minor one that's on every night.
Yeah, just that Alex Trebek
That
guy.
Alex Trebek show.
Yeah.
You almost got into Team Jeopardy.
Yes, I was invited down to Los Angeles for the final round of tryouts after passing the online quiz. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
And,
well, don't give up. I have an ex-student who just was on the regular Jeopardy after trying a couple of times. So
Okay.
yeah,
Keep
just
that
watch
in
them.
mind.
Carl Mont, Sean, your family went to the East Coast last summer, 8 of you, to a lot of different cities. How was that trip?
It was really fun because we just saw like a whole bunch of like historical sites and visited colleges and all that.
And you all stayed in one room, so you bonded a lot.
Well, like one suite. So,
One suite?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
as
3
long as it was
rooms,
a
but
suite.
still. Yeah.
Good. Yes, that's a lot of people in a suite. Brandon, you sell boba tea and yogurt 3 days a week.
Yeah, I work at a yogurt shop by my high school, and we have been selling boba tea in recent years, and now that's really popular, so I've been getting pretty busy.
So name the store and I'll get a free boba tea.
It's Yawa Yogurts.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I love that shop. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Franklin, welcome. Last summer you went to Ecuador for 6 weeks for kind of an immersion learning experience. How was that?
Yeah, it was really cool to just spend so much time in a quite different culture. I got to play soccer with them, which was lots of fun. That's a big cultural thing down there. Try lots of new foods.
Fantastic.
And yes, it was cool.
Muy bien, Franklin. Muy bien.
Muy bien.
And now let us return to our toss-up questions. Here we go. This type of work generally consists of an orchestra accompanying a solo performer. Yes, Jarek.
Concerto.
Yes, for 25 points. After about 1800, the vast majority of concertos were written for a soloist on the violin, the piano, or which lowest instrument of a standard string quartet?
Cello.
That is correct. For 50 points, which younger brother of a famous Broadway composer is called the Dean of British Cellists?
Broadway. Broadway composer? Gershwin.
Julian Lloyd Webber. Here's your next toss-up. The Revolutionary War ended with the surrender of Lord Cornwallis to French and American forces. Ved.
Yorktown.
Correct. For 25 points, which general commanded the Continental Army at Yorktown?
George Washington. George Washington.
Yes, and for 50 points, the French land forces at Yorktown were under the command of this count who was sent by the French king.
Rochambeau. Oh, Rochambeau, yeah.
Rochambeau.
Yes, much better than the question written. 50 points. And you have taken the lead. Here's your next toss-up. They are given names in alphabetical order that alternate between male and female. Yes, Ved.
Hurricanes.
Correct. For 25 points, which relatively calm part of a hurricane has a namesake circular wall that generally causes the greatest wind damage?
The eye.
Yes, and for 50 points, the Saffir-Simpson scale measures the intensity or category of hurricanes on a scale from 1 to what number?
5.
Okay, 5.
You got 50 points. This country's national sports teams typically wear orange in tribute to its royal house. Brandon.
The Netherlands.
Yes, for 25 points. That royal house is also honored by the city of Nassau, which is the capital of which country in the West Indies?
The Bahamas.
Correct. And for 50 points, Africa's Orange River forms the boundary between South Africa and which other country?
Zimbabwe.
No, Namibia. Next toss-up. This king of Prussia came to power in 1740 and ruled for almost... Yes, Jarek?
Frederick the Great.
Yes. For 25 points, Frederick the Great began what war in 1756 by invading Saxony?
7 Years' War.
Yes. And for 50 points, in the British colonies of North America, the 7 Years' War was known by what name?
The French and Indian War. The French and Indian War.
You got 50 points. Next toss-up. In this compound, a carbon atom is double bonded to oxygen atoms. Dry ice is the solid form of what? Yes, Ved.
Carbon dioxide.
Correct. For 25 points, supercritical carbon dioxide is a solvent that can remove what compound from coffee?
Caffeine. That makes sense. Caffeine.
Yes. For 50 points, a supercritical fluid is one that shares properties of what 2 states of matter?
Liquid and gas. Liquid and gas.
That is right for 50 points. And that is the end of the round. 100 for Carmont, 250 for Bellarmine. It's all up to them in the next round. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's give a hand to the coaches for both teams. First from Bellarmine, Mr. Chris Fleetus. And from Carmont, Dr. Patricia Bronstein. Thank you, coaches. Carmont, you are behind, which means you get to choose a category. The point value is 30. You need 5 correct answers to tie Bellarmine, 6 to take over the lead. And the categories today are on the river, under the sea, or in the burbs. Which category do you want?
Under the sea?
Under the sea, all right. We're looking for marine creatures, different kinds of marine creatures. Which creature was Sebastian in The Little Mermaid?
Crab.
That's right. Which creature did Lewis Carroll pair with a carpenter? Your answer?
A sea slug.
The walrus and the carpenter. Which creature is the most common source of pearls?
Oyster.
Yes. Which creature is often served in a Newburgh or Thermidor style?
Lobster.
Yes. Which creature names Miami's Major League Baseball team?
The Dolphins.
No, it's the Marlins. So you need to get the next two right to tie. Which creature comes in loggerhead and hawksbill varieties?
Sea turtle.
That is right. And finally, which creature forms the base of Bernini's Triton Fountain in Rome?
A whale.
The dolphin. Bellarmine, you just won the game. No work. Congratulations. Well played, both teams. We'll see you next week when 4 more teams play Quiz Kids. Bye-bye.